Hey all, I just have a little quick talk piece I want to put out there. This topic is about discrimination in the workplace, mainly covert discrimination. I found this interesting Reddit post that I want to use as a branching off point. So let's just get into it. It reads, what does subtle racism look like at work? Can you provide examples? I'm not talking about direct or open racism like I hate black people. I'm talking more along the lines of hidden and discreet racism. I'll give some examples. 1. People of color are punished more severely with harsher consequences than their white co-workers who make the same mistakes. 2. White co-workers make higher salary or incomes despite the same training, degree, and experience. 3. All leadership roles are occupied by whites, yet many lower roles are allowed with people of color. This indicates failure to promote people of color, which clearly indicates bias or prejudice. 4. If a company has a history of hiring within the same demographic, age, race, or gender, with little or no diversity, that can also be a sign of subtle racism. I find this topic to be very interesting because especially in the climate of the US and North America in general, I would say subtle racism works alongside overt racism to continuously hold back people of color or to create divisions and inequality despite steps being taken within workplaces for equality. So this is definitely something we need to talk about. In particular, I'm really interested in the third point about how leadership roles are often occupied by whites. Even in this same Reddit post, there is a comment that struck me about that third point that I mentioned, and the comment read, the glass ceiling. Tons of people of color at the entry level, 1 or 2 tokens at the mid-level, rarely ever black one, all white at the top, or glass walls. Some of black and brown people are only in certain departments, and while the departments aren't necessarily outranking each other, you can tell which departments are favored. Black and brown people might be stuck in manual positions or customer service, secretarial, even if that's not what their experience is in. Either kept entirely away from customer-facing roles or exclusively in customer-facing roles are both a thing. Both will create this illusion of diversity, but really just means certain departments have diverse grunt workers with all-white leadership on top. That's a very important point that was brought up, and I feel like a lot of us, people of color, can relate to that. I know I had a previous work experience where it was very much like this. Every person of color was in the lower customer-facing role. We interacted with the public and got menial salaries. Oftentimes we were seasonal, so we couldn't even hold full-time positions, while all the top leadership positions was mainly white people, oftentimes people who didn't even live nearby. They had to drive up to 3 hours out of their way to come here. And I feel that it's just hard in general that we all already face overt forms of discrimination, especially within the workplace in terms of the way we keep our hair or the way the dress code applies to us based on ethnic differences. That also having this covert discrimination present is just another hindrance. And there's just so much to talk about it, so let's have a discussion in the comments. Please just let me know what are your thoughts about this. Have you experienced covert workplace discrimination and what form did it take?